What is up, guys? Pixie here, bringing you a PVT on NASL dual site, and from NASL you probably guessed, yes, this is the finals of NASL between EGPuma, our Terran player, and LiquidHerO, our Protoss player. Two fantastic players who squared off a DreamHack before this. Of course, Hero did take that. However, this is basically Puma's comeback. Now, this tournament is a couple months old, so most people will probably know who these players are, but this replay pack was just released 2 days ago on the 23rd, I believe, if not a little bit sooner. This information might be false now. I'm only casting this because I was going to cast some more MLG Providence games, but then I was like, you know what? Those games are pretty old. I don't think people on my stream want to watch on my channel rather want to watch old games. Although I do have a stream, which you should check out. All of that's going to be in the description, of course, but I was figuring, people want to watch the new games, they don't want to watch these old games, so I just searched out for NASL, and yes, NASL Season 2 is out. Of course, NASL being North American Star League, a fantastic tournament. I'm really impressed with how many fantastic tournaments there are. Now, in Brood War, of course, there was MSL, OSL, but there wasn't sort of the wide variety of tournaments that we have here today, as, MLG, IPL, rather, IEM, all these fantastic tournaments. Looks like pretty standard builds from both players. Now, we're not seeing any gas go down quite yet, so... Oh, I stand corrected. So we're seeing the gas going down on 13, which is pretty indicative of Reactor Hellion play or even Banshee play. Looks like the SCV is just going to be chasing around this probe. Like I was saying, about the amount of tournaments that we're seeing, it's just so fantastic. I mean, we have websites online that are dedicated, like Zeke and Playham. They are just dedicated to these like smaller tournaments, like online, and this is sort of the stuff that you didn't really see as much of in Brood War. I mean, the professional play especially. I mean, in Brood War, there's sort of the bourgeois and the teams, but there's definitely not as wide variety of players. I think this is mainly because, now people might kill me for saying this, but StarCraft is so much of an easier game when it comes to mechanics, given in that it looks like he's just going to block the probe in here. Hero's going to have to suicide this probe when the Marine comes out. StarCraft is a game where the mechanics are sort of easier to pick up, whereas Brood War, the mechanics are very, very, not pretty, I suppose the word would be unforgiving. Maybe unforgiving isn't the right word, but it's in the sense that, in Brood War, it looks like he's going to be getting the reactor for the Marine play, rather than that. Oh, he's going to land this, actually, so I thought he was going to be getting the reactor for the Hellions, because he did get that gas there, but it looks like he's going to wait until the probe is dead before he does anything, just so he won't scout the Hellions, but I think Hero sort of... Seeing the gas go down, I think Hero sort of knows what's up as he's chrono boosting out a Stalker. Getting that warp gate too. Anyway, like I was saying, I keep cutting myself off. Actually, what was I saying? What was I talking about? StarCraft is the mechanics, I think, are easier to get into. I hope this was I was talking about a little earlier, but it's sort of unforgiving in the sense that like your rally points don't set a lot, like obviously no warp gate. I mean, these are just like two very, very small reasons, but like to get the mechanics down in Brood War, you really had to focus a lot. You really had to be getting everything perfect, hitting all your timings. StarCraft is a little bit easier, but the thing is, looks like he is going to be going for the command center there. But the thing is, I think this comes down to more on strategy. Like if it's not so mechanics based, it's more strategy based. And it looks like Hero is going to be doing a little pressure. The bunker is out though, which means Hero is going to have to pull back. He's just basically going to be using the shields, because the shields do recharge, so he can take as much damage on the shields as he wants before pulling out, because the shields will recharge when he gets out of here. It's the health basically. So if he starts taking health damage, as he is taking his expansion, looks like he will just leave the Stalker here just to be a little bit annoying. Over here, I don't think he has scouted the command center. No, he does not. No, there is an expand coming. In the main base, we do see the scouting. SCV is going to be seeing what is going on, taking his second gas, and his warp gate is almost done, just being still annoying, but the Stalker has not lost any health damage yet, filling up this bunker. 2 more barracks are on the way, so it looks like a 3 racks expand to be very safe with the amount of Marines and probably Marauders from these that he will be producing, the Stalker being annoying. I think he will be very, very safe in this build. Hero not going to be applying too much pressure. He is getting 2 more gateways and a robo, so it looks like he went for the 1 gate expand, followed up by the 3-gate robo. Now those robos going to be, of course, for the observers, and of course for probably Colossus play later on the line. Looks like the Goat is going to be caught up in this, and Hero is going to be running all the way home. He doesn't want to take any damage. No, actually, he's going to stop here. Well, Hero's very brazen with his Stalkers. He just does not care if he takes any damage. Looks like the probes will be here. Looks like a small push as the Marines do move out. Hero just gonna be very brazen. I mean, he sees this almost instantly. He's macroing at home. He sees a little tiny blip on the minimap and just can click this kiting. I've never even thought that you could kite this many Marines, but yeah, Hero's doing it. Now that his second stalker's here, will he be kiting even more? I guess that remains to be seen. I mean, the fact that these stalkers do have a longer range, I believe their range is 6. Yes, it says range 6 there. And the Marines, or the Marine range, is about, let's grab this buddy right here, is about 5, which means they can kite the Marines, but there are just so many of them. I mean, looks like the supply depot is going down. Hero just going to be much brazen. Now, he does scout the expand there, seeing everything. And Puma did scout the expand up here, so he knows what is up. Looks like they're both going to be playing very passively. Looks like a Ghost Academy going down for Puma. Now, this is a very interesting build. And I believe Puma has favored some sort of Ghost Rush build in the past. Looks like I'm assuming he will be getting the Ghost immediately after this is done. Double Marauder production going down, basically, to get rid of these Stalkers. Looks like he has lost a Stalker, rather. Very, very low units lost at for the 8-minute mark. Now, usually, when I play StarCraft, obviously, I'm a very aggressive player, so it's very interesting to me to see the differences between the pros and how passive they play sometimes, and looks like the Observer is out. If we can just hijack over here. Looks like one Marine will be sent through the fog, and he will be met with his death through a giant Zealot. And it was never really occurred to me how large Zealots are. I mean, compared to a Marine, those guys are freaking like 8 feet tall, man. That's pretty crazy. Looks like the proxy pylon is going down here. Puma does not know that is there. A sizable Marine force with a couple Marauders. They do get spotted by the Stalker, and looks like some good force fields here could spell doom for a whole bunch of Marines there. Looks like Tuma's going to have to turn around and try and deal some damage. Even just pushing them out. This is so good force fields. I mean, there was a tiny little hole there going to leave Hero very disappointed. Small enough for a Marine to slip through, but not small enough for a Zealot to slip through. But I mean, that's so crazy. Not only did he pull those Marines in with the force fields, but he also pushed them out. Just a fantastic play by Hero. You'll have to excuse my slight Protoss bias, but I think those are fantastic force fields. The Immortal is getting front and boosted out. He's added 2 more, up to 6 gates right now. 6 gates with a Robo is very standard. I'm assuming that he's going to go for his early aggression right now, or actually he's going to sit back and tech up to Colossus. He's probably going to be attacking behind this, hopefully as soon as he gets more support from this Marauder. Warping in the proxy pylon. He's probably going to be going for a fairly aggressive play right now. It looks like the SCV will not slip by. He will scout everything. The Barracks is going down. He will be doing some sort of sandwich attack right now. This could be very, very strong if Puma can't hold it off. Looks like he is microing very well, but he needs to be very, very careful, as it looks like he did take out all the Zealots, and Hero is going to be forced to push back. He's probably going to throw down some force fields and push all the way back. Hero is going to lose his force if he's not careful. I mean, Marauders and a lot of Marines here will take this entire force out, and Hero lost a lot of units there, almost 1,000 more than the Terran army did, and he's sort of in a bad spot right now, sending one Marine in. And sort of a squadron of Zealots to clean this Marine up. Unfortunately, Hero did lose a lot there, and I don't think he anticipated that, taking out the proxy pylon too, that these Marines would be so potent against this force. I mean, very, very strong. And he's now warping in more sentries and more, and he's getting his Colossus out of there. Now the Ghost Academy is finally coming into effect. That was a relatively early Ghost Academy, I believe. I mean, ghosts, normally when I'm normally seeing ghosts on 3-base Terran, but this is a sort of, seeing ghosts on 2-base is sort of refreshing, but getting those EMPs off is very important. Now, he is getting the Mobius reactor. He is not getting Cloak. This is mainly for the EMPs, as he will have enough energy to do the EMP, I think, immediately. Colossus is out. Colossus Zealot Sentry Force is going to be very potent. He is basically warping in all these Zealots to save up a lot of gas. Does he have any upgrades yet? He does not have any upgrades yet, which means that the Terran will be ahead in upgrades as his +1 infantry is almost finishing. He is getting a Twilight Council right here, probably just for the Zealot leg speed, so he can get those charges off with the force fields behind his army. Now, the Zealot force is going to be very intimidating. He also looks like he's going to be securing his 3rd any moment now. Next Colossus is finishing. Would not be surprised to see the 3rd go down immediately after this, as he's going to basically be hitting a timing. Although the +1 is finished, the +2 is on the way, and Puma will see this entire force and get out of there almost immediately, just leaving this one Marine to be slaughtered. Or not, actually. Puma's going to make the same mistake that, oh, no, he is going to be taking out that. Looks like just feigning a bit of aggression right there. The 3rd is going down for Puma. He does have the factory here to sort of pull shots away from the main army, and the Ghost is out, and an EMP right now would be very strong on this Immortal. Colossus are out too. Now, it looks like, does Puma know the Colossus are out? He does not, I don't think. Does he scouted? Yeah, he has not scouted any Colossus play, so he's going to be somewhat surprised, but these, if he does go for the, looks like the EMPs do go down, and Hero's going to pull out. Excuse me. I got so excited by this. A lot of shields lost. The Zealots are caught behind. The Zealots aren't doing anything. They're getting clumped up here. But the Colossus are eating up almost everything. Looks like Puma's entire force just got decimated. Now he's going to have to be very, very careful, as there are enough Marauders to deal a lot of damage. But these Colossus are eating everything up. He's going to have to pull out, or he's going to lose these Marauders. And it looks like he might lose these Marauders. No, it looks like he's actually going to pick them up. It was such great play by Puma. He does have a lot of medevacs right now. And it looks like that was a fairly even trade. I mean, Peraz has lost about 1,000 more, but it looks like Puma, Hero does know what's up. Will he go in here to deny the third? Looks like he does not even know there's the third there. Hero does not see the third and is not going to be able to go in there and deny it. He just lost a whole bunch more Zealots to that Marauder concussive shells right there. He's gonna have to scout that third eventually. I mean, he has still lost about 1,000 more resources in the Minerals Lost tab. It looks like he is getting his third himself, though, so a planetary fortress is going down there. It's just a shame that Hero did not see that when he did. Puma somewhat on the back foot right now, but he is getting a very large Stalker army, and these medevacs will be very, very key in healing that stim. Vikings are out too, which are going to be so strong against the Colossus. It looks like just Puma has a much scarier force. I mean, with that Marauder count being so high, it looks like even getting enough for these drops going on right now. Almost halving his entire army in the medevacs. So if a push came right now, this would be sort of bad news for Puma. However, he does have a reinforcement right here. Hero is taking this watchtower, moving these Stalkers back. Might be enough to deny the drop, although this Marine is here to spot. A drop is coming around now, and Puma might actually be suspecting it, or so, Hero rather, might be suspecting it, so he is moving these Stalkers around. I think he might have scouted that with the Observer. Just these units are just going to chill here for a bit. Looks like Puma did get his third up. He does have his second running, has not thrown these in the gateways yet, but I'm assuming they just recently spawned, or he just forgot about them. Looks like in the tech route, we do have the Psystorm coming down. The Templar Archive is going to be very strong against this bio play. Also with the feedbacks on the medevacs, is going to be very strong too. The drop still over here. In the Terran space, we do have a lot of Raxes over here. How many Raxes? This looks like about 5 Raxes over here. Do we have any more Raxes out here? No, just the 5 Raxes, but it looks like constant production from this now. Will we see a denial of the third here? It looks like he is pulling his units all the way over, and it looks like he does have a lot of forces. He does not have enough Stalkers to deal with as many Vikings, I don't think. He does have the blink play. However, I don't think he pulls all his Stalkers over here to be safe from these drops, which are moving around. So in the long run, these Stalkers may pay off on denying these drops, but he does not have enough Stalkers to deal with this with the Vikings right here, and he's going to need a lot of Vikings. It's interesting. Marauders counter the Stalkers, but the Stalkers are needed for the Vikings, so I think right now he just needs a lot of Colossus, because if he can do enough damage, looks like he will get these, he actually is not pulling these Stalkers yet. There they go, the Stalkers finally blink in to deny the medevacs, and be very careful though, because these Marauders are still very, very strong. I mean, these are a lot of Stalkers. He's also pushing in here at the exact same time. Puma gonna have to be tasking Hero's micromanagement to the max. Right now he's doing both sides, a drop here and the main attack here, and I hope what I'm saying is making sense, because I feel like it is, and I'm just so excited by this play that Puma is going to clean up this small force right there. Actually, no, he is going to get out of there as the Immortal finish just in time. Going to leave this one Marauder to his death, getting exploded. Now, Puma did do a very good job. Looks like Hero is going to go for the push right here, but the Vikings are too much, as he does not have any Stalkers. He does have this very, very small force, but looks like all the Colossus will be taken out if he's not very careful, and all the Colossus go down. Basically, he is wide open for a push right now if he's not careful. I mean, the Psystorms do go down. That would be absolutely huge, but right now, all Puma needs is a good engagement, and Hero will be done. And all Hero needs is some good Psystorms, and Puma will be done. This is a very, very, very tense battle. As Charge is done, he will be able to... No, Charge is not done, actually. He was researching Blink at the Twilight Council and not Charge. Looks like Hero is going to go and try to... looks like huge EMP is going to go off. I didn't even get to finish my sentence before this EMP is going off, but he does get the feedback off. Enough goes to do a huge amount of damage. It looks like Puma is going to move in with a huge force. And it looks like there's the GG. Looks like there's no possible way. It looks like Puma not even leaving. He just wants to savor the moment as he kills the third base. There is finally leaving the game. Now I think Puma did have a superior force for much of that late game right there, and I think that Hero having to pull all his a large amount of Stalkers over here, so the Vikings were taking down the Colossus so quickly, played a large role in it. I think this map also plays a large role in it too, with this blocking area right here. Now, what Puma needed was a good concave, and what Hero needed was basically a sort of tight, closed-in area, and that's sort of what he was given here and here, but what also made it very difficult to do was maneuver for Hero. It looks like if he had just known this third base was up, it would have been so much easier, but it looks like Puma just played better and had just a larger force in the end with those awesome Vikings. And that was a fantastic game. It was game one, and well, I'm not going to tell you how many games in the series there were because that'd be a little bit of a spoiler. But I hope you join me for the next games I cast.